Okay, he's definitely a lip. I got that vibe from him. I think FD Signifier has some criticism of the movie that turned me off it. He had good critique. No, as a movie, if you just watch it as a movie, it's awesome. It's great. The only issue I had was with the score, which I know people are going to yell at me over it, but I think the score that was supposed to anyway, as I was saying, the HasanAbi broadcast is coming to you live from Unjustified. 1 second is justified. Okay, 1 second is justified. Is sitting on stolen land. The land that is currently known as the city of West Hollywood is on the ancestral and unceded homelands of the Gabrielino Tongva and the Gabrielino Quiche peoples. The Tongva and Quiche are the original peoples of Tovangar, which includes Los Angeles County, Riverside County, West San Bernardino County, parts of Orange County, and the 4 southern Channel Islands. Okay, 1 second timeout on hate. That chatter reminds me of Comrade Leo DiCaprio was talking on the phone. Lamau, yeah, Comrade Josh. In any case, the Tovangar supported an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 people in nearly 100 autonomous village states, which were connected by kinship, language, culture, and trade. Prior to the Spanish conquest that began in 1769, yuck. The people of those villages managed their lands with a deep respect by cultivating, pruning, seeding, and seasonal burning. Villages were often built near rivers, creeks, and other sources of water, which supplied a lifeline of food and resources. We acknowledge that the HasanAbi broadcast is being broadcasted live from the city of West Hollywood, which is built upon and has benefited from their land stewardship over many generations. Many Tongva and Quiche continue to live in the traditional territory and care for their lands. The HasanAbi broadcast pays their respects to the Tongva and Quiche ancestors, elders, and relatives past, present, and emerging. We recognize that the Tongva and Quiche peoples who are still here, and we commit ourselves to honoring and uplifting their stories and culture. We seek to build a restorative relationship with people and place, which requires dedication to reciprocity, co-stewardship, repair, and rematriation. There you go. That's the Hassan Pike delegation has hit a land acknowledgement. Can you do this every stream now? I can't. I already have 2 people would probably in the process, because there are already chatters who are waiting to explode because I haven't immediately locked in on the news. There are chatters who get really mad about the parasocialist news update in the beginning of the broadcast, in between the time period where I press the stop streaming button and press the start streaming button. All the things that I did that I update you on. There are chatters who hear that and go, I am going to myself, why is he not talking about the news? If I were to do a long land acknowledgement every time, they would just replace, coming to you. Actually, you know what? That's actually kind of cool. Celestial Praxis. Okay. See, 1 second ban worked because Celestial Praxis came back from that 1 second ban with actually a really solid approach. HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny West Hollywood, California, which is unceded Tongva and Quiche land. That's actually kind of cool. I'm gonna try to, oh my God, I'm gonna try to add that in. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm gonna try to add that in. That's actually dope. That's dope. That's actually fire. Okay, that's cool. I like that. See, rehabilitation works, but you also still have to incarcerate a little bit. You know what I mean? That 1 second ban immediately. Yes, it is 77 degrees and sunny here in unceded Tongva and Quiche land. Wow, that's cool. The hogs will hate this. Yeah, whatever. The hogs the hogs love LARPing as though they're native. Like 1% native. But then also simultaneously will shit on that kind of stuff. The hogs hate California though. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, I'm not used to land acknowledgements because I'm Turkish, and it's a time-honored tradition to do the reversal of a land acknowledgement, which is to say, I'm coming to you live from Istanbul, not Constantinople, where the spiritual successor of the Roman Empire came to a crippling halt as the gates of Constantinople were ravaged by the Ottoman sons. 1453, best year of my life. You know what I mean? Like, we don't say it's stolen Greek land. We say it's conquered Greek territory that is now Ottoman, that righteously belongs to the Ottoman Empire, which became the spiritual successor of the Roman Empire. If you're you really want to get into it. You know, you fought a war, now it's yours. That's the rules. Yeah, I did. That's my favorite type of LARPer who's like, yeah, we fought a war. It's called conquering. It's like, you didn't do anything. You're a loser. You don't even have a job. Why are you LARPing like you did any of that? You didn't do any of that. That's actually kind of the whole reason why you're desperately clinging on to this notion that you did that. You know? I feel like if you had done anything in your life that was remotely worthwhile, you wouldn't be doing that. You were born. That's all you did. Brother, can you do the thing where you shocked a dog for no reason? I missed it the first time. I would like to see it in person. I got you, King. I got you. Gaia, please. Get down. Boom. Was that good? Was that satisfying for you? I got you, King. Do it harder. Don't worry. The Clippers will love that bullshit. Can't wait for the Reddit edit of this. Yeah. Anyway, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news. And one of the personal news I have for you is that I finally watched one battle after another. I watched it with my mom last night. I ended the broadcast yesterday after playing Dispatch. Okay. And contrary to what people were suggesting, no, I did not end Dispatch early because that got me feeling some type of way. No, I did not goon. Okay. I did not. I ended the broadcast and I watched one battle after another. What is this? After Dispatch last night, I jorked it. Okay, thank you, chatter, for filling us in on your jorking. Can you imagine on Thanksgiving how isolated, desperate, and alone that person must be to enter a person's chat and make the decision type that no comprendo status fuck? Okay, first of all, it's the holiday season, and this is I've been doing this since 2018. And usually around this time, there are a lot of people like that who are just not having a really great time. So I try to be as welcoming as I possibly can because I know for a fact that, you know, this is a tough time for a lot of people. Okay. This is just how it is every year. And it gets worse and worse until like January 1st. And then after that, it perishes. Right. And then there's almost like a reset. So, you know, we just got to be a little bit nicer to some of the people that are going through it all. Okay. Because I'm sure there's plenty of chatters who are going through it as well. Right. Like wonderful members of this community who are going through it as well. That's kind of the reason why I stream every single day. Part of the reason why I stream on the holidays as well. Anyway, as I was saying, I watched one battle after another, and I mean, I'm going to show you the trailer and it's going to literally explain nothing to you. If you haven't seen it, you're not going to understand anything from the trailer. As a matter of fact, one of the criticisms of it of the movie was that the trailer explains nothing.
I need a weapon, man. All you got is damn nunchucks here. You know where I can get a gun?
Well, what's going on?
I need to find my daughter.
Let's play offense. 1, 2, 3, 4, go!
Sir, do you know your last name?
Batman.
Leonardo DiCaprio. One bat.
So, the wrong trailer. All the trailers are not exactly explaining what's going on, but yeah, one battle after another is a work of art. As a movie, it's amazing. It's a fantastic movie. It's supposed to be a Pynchon novel that Vineland, the Pynchon novel that is recreated through the voice of Paul Thomas Anderson. And while I haven't read that novel and am unfamiliar with Pynchon's work in general, people like Noah Colwyn, who are big fans of Pynchon and Paul Thomas Anderson, were very excited about this movie and have described to me that the Vineland one was like the Vineland novel was supposed to be about the Reagan era, an assessment of like where social progress and revolutionary sentiment went in that time frame with unimaginable reactionary fascist forces absolutely gutting whatever kind of revolutionary sentiment that existed. And I think that this is like the modern iteration of that. And I will say that, as far as the politics of the movie, I'm just going to say that Paul Thomas Anderson is a little bit of a lip. Okay. He's definitely a lip. I got that vibe from him, I think. FD Signifier has some criticism of the movie that turned me off it. He had good critique. No, as a movie, if you just watch it as a movie, it's awesome. It's great. The only issue I had was with the score, which I know people are going to yell at me over it, but I think the score that was supposed to basically drive the tone of the movie at times could be a little bit too busy, even though it was supposed to be chaotic, and I totally understand that. I do think that, like, no, just listen to me, okay? The score was fine. I'm just saying every other aspect of the movie was so perfect that the score left me thinking, the score left a little bit more that I desired out of it. Okay. I don't know music. It's a bad take. I know, like, the score ultimately was still good. I'm just saying that the movie was like 10/10 across the board, where the score was like an 8 out of 10, if that makes sense. Okay. Cause I do think that I do think that there could have been like slight differences that could have made it a little bit better. I also do think that the stereotype, like the movie is, it kind of felt like it was like a very woke white man's take on white supremacy that got a little strange on revolutionary black women at times. And I'm just another white guy giving a take on another white guy talking about white supremacy. So, like, it felt a little off. It didn't feel like it was coming from a place of knowledge, but rather or a place of understanding, even though it had a lot of great moments. Because I think, as a white guy, Paul Thomas Anderson absolutely nails the white supremacy element of it, and how discardable and how disposable the goons of white supremacy are. And Sean Penn did a phenomenal job being the representation of the manifestation of white supremacy in one person. And as a goon of white supremacy, he is so disposable, right? He is so replaceable. This is like, this was like every action that he was taking was in the direction. He was a sexual freak. He had a sexual pathology. That all of that was fantastic. So as a white guy who's woke, I do think that Paul Thomas Anderson nailed the role that white people play in white supremacy. However, I did think that as far as the furthest away, the concept that he is like the least familiar with, I would say, was like a revolutionary black woman that like, as far as the politics goes, that was the only aspect of it that I didn't personally appreciate as much, because I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I thought it was a 9.5 out of 10 movie. Okay. I'm just being hypercritical because it was a movie about like revolution in America and white supremacy and fascism. So as far as the politics of it, I'm being hypercritical of it. But it's like, if you don't give a shit about any of that, and if you just go and want to watch like a really good movie, it's a really good movie, incredibly well shot. Yeah, it was just so awesome. It was great. Yes, Paul Thomas Anderson is married to Maya Rudolph and has a mixed race daughter. I understand, which is why I'm saying, as a woke white guy, I think he nailed white people's role in white supremacy. Okay? I'm like, he is very woke. It's very clear that he is very woke. Okay? I just think that liberalism ultimately stunts your assessment of like revolutionary activity. Too many makes have criticized that point Too many takes have criticized that point and ad nauseum. Unfortunately, well, I just watched it. So this is I haven't seen any of the other criticisms of people who I respect and admire, or people who I don't respect. I have no idea what other people have said about the movie. This is just my unvarnished take immediately after watching it. It was, again, awesome though. It was so good. Lol, damn it, why you saw that one? I disagree with the negative black women portrayal in this movie. I don't think people quite understand the complexity of humanity nowadays. I think it was good because it showcased the importance of a lot of historic black revolutionary women, right? But also simultaneously, I think it was just like the most pivotal figure. The most pivotal figure is seen as like an anarchist or just a person with no like real structured, organized interest in making change. Okay, that's all I'm saying. The black woman's name Perfidia means traitor. No, I understand. I don't think it's a psyop. Okay, I don't think it's a psyop or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's also a very good movie, but like the main point, like the most lovable figure. First of all, also shout out Mexicans. Okay, I just gotta say, this was a love letter to Mexicans. Like I don't know what happened in the movie, but god damn, it was so sick. It was like, shout out immigrants, shout out Mexicans, shout out La Raza. They were portrayed incredibly well. Their role was portrayed incredibly well. I think they did an awesome job with that. I don't know. I just think that it left me wanting more. The role that Perfidia played, even as like somewhat of a villain character, right? It also did a really good job comparing the two revolutions the characters were a part of. Benicio's versus Bob's. Like the French 75 was super secretive and focused on passwords and whatnot, whereas Benicio was just like, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, movie was poorly written. I think it's like a very dense work that was going to be incredibly difficult to do a faithful adaptation to, especially in Paul Thomas Anderson's vision. And I think he nailed it overall. I think you're wrong about that. It was not poorly written at all. Okay. Horribly written. Okay, you guys are wrong. The movie is about Obama. Anyway, I'm still talking about one battle after another for those of you who are wondering. The French 75 is a bastardization of the Weather Underground, a Vietnam era group. I thought it was like a collection of the what was it? The army in West Germany as well, like the Red Army. It was the Weather Underground for sure, but it was like a combination. I think it was a combination of like the RAF, the Red Army faction, and Weather Underground. It was like a mixture of like a lot of different movements that were that existed, like revolutionary movements that engaged in acts of militancy at the time in developed nations in the Western world, for the record, because that's a major difference. Because the Battle for Algiers is like a big part of this. In the background, you see the main character played by Leonardo DiCaprio watching it at a certain point, and I think Paul Thomas Anderson actually suggested watching that as a complementary piece to this. And I think it's important because that is a real anti-colonial movement, whereas this was a decolonial movement almost in a developed country that is entirely comprised, or I guess like it showcased like the differences between like first worlders fighting back in whichever way they want to versus in whichever way they against these oppressive constructs that are harming others versus I think perfectly reflected with Benicio del Toro's character and his entire operation, people that have been fighting for hundreds of years, that is a lot closer to the real the real like revolutionary acts, the real anti-colonial actions that were taken by the FLN, right? In some ways, it felt as though the Americans, a movement comprised of both black people and white people and all these other like wokes in French 75, were kind of engaging in like disorganized acts of chaos and violence, as opposed to like the much more organized survival initiatives that the immigrants were engaging in. I think that there was a comparison there as well. Then there was also obviously the classic, the new wokes are fucking annoying and even more disorganized. Nah, you were definitely correct with saying first worlders doing resistive action in any way they want to because they don't have to. Yeah. The French 75 was inspired by Weather Underground and Perfidia is based on Asada Shakur, but I think we all agree that the movie fails to do justice to the ideology and the material Paul Thomas Anderson was inspired by. I think it was good. The conversation between Leo and the operator was your chat to a T. Yeah, Comrade Josh. I mean, that stuff was glib and it was heavy-handed. I think there was a funnier way to write that. And I think that's why I'm saying like it's PTA's liberalism that stunts his critique of like modern. Like I think Ari Aster did a better job in Eddington. I will say this on just that moment alone where he just goes, "Oh, I need my safe space" or whatever. Like when Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, also known as, what was it, Ghetto Paul or something, or Rocket Man, when he's having this conversation with the newer, with what remains of like the French 75, this revolutionary group, Ghetto Pat, sorry, with Ghetto, yeah, Ghetto Pat. When they were having that conversation, it was supposed to be a reflection on what like newer, like what Radlibs have done to the move, like the revolutionary cause and the revolutionary movement by being like hyper woke all the time, and how damaging that is. Like, I think he was trying to make an argument about that. Okay. He was trying to put that in there, but I do think that the dialogue there was too much of an outsider, just kind of looking at how stupid like those DSA meetings can look like from the outside. The whole like point of privilege. I have sensory issues, so please don't yell. Like, it was basically a moment like that. Whereas Ari Aster in Eddington actually nailed the ways in which performative activism and radical liberalism actually has this role in modern left discourse that is purely for the performance in and of itself, and oftentimes seen as like oftentimes is much. I mean, the dialogue on that issue, if I were to just compare one to the other, I would say that Ari Aster did a better job of showcasing that. You know, yeah, it was a terrible argument. The feds literally were there to kill him, and PTA is mocking OPSEC. Okay, you are the hyper woke, for the record. You are the hyper woke. Calm down. That wasn't about that at all. We're not talking about it within the confines of like logic inside of the movie. I'm critiquing the dialogue, because like the goal of Paul Thomas Anderson in that moment is to showcase that like the new version of the wokes are so focused on their own personal feelings that they are that they're being annoying and they're being a fucking nuisance, and they wear that on their sleeve almost. SpongeBob Big Guy Pants, okay. I disagree because they show the importance of passwords in the movie. Leo is actually wrong. It is important and frustrates him because he's a messy revolutionary, but the passwords do matter. Josh is just annoying. Leo is the one focused on his personal feelings, even though it's important. No, I understand. Thoughts on pluribus and the white woman individualism? I'm going to get to that too. There is a lot of fucking great movies out, man. It's actually pretty crazy. Benicio had only 13 minutes of screen time in a nearly 3-hour movie and was easily the top 3 most important characters in the film. Yeah, Benicio del Toro is my absolute fucking goat, dude. He was so incredible. I did not realize that he was only 13 minutes. Are you serious? There's no way he was only on screen for 13 total minutes. It felt like he was on a lot longer. He was such a pivotal character, dude. Sensei, Benicio del Toro's performance was incredible. And as much as I hate to admit it, because Leonardo DiCaprio, while this movie was being made and being marketed, fucking came out, aside from being like kind of a creep, openly stated his desires to build a green hotel in Tel Aviv or something, as Israel is just fucking slaughtering Palestinians. He was pretty good. Leo was, as an actor, okay? As an actor, he was great in this. It's just, I don't know. He was just very good. He was just very good in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was very good in this movie as an actor. He was a great actor. He cares about the environment, at least. Yeah, I love caring about the environment, which is why I'm going to a country, an ethno-state that is participating in a genocide and an ecocide simultaneously to fucking build a hotel. I love caring about the environment that way. He cares about the environment so much he wants to destroy it so he has more work to do, I guess. Fucking cool. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, he went to Jeff Bezos' wedding on a private jet. Yeah, that's normal. These guys all do that. I have not seen Bugonia yet. Bugonia and No Other Choice are pretty good too. I have not seen Bugonia yet. I'm excited to see it. Obviously, my boy's in it. And Pluribus, as far as Pluribus goes, I have not finished the last episode that just came out, but I'm almost caught up on that. And I will say that Pluribus, from episode 2, when she just randomly does a Stalin name drop, has rubbed me the wrong way almost. I love it. It's, again, incredibly shot, but I do think it's like weirdly anti-communist. Like, it's like, I can't, at first I thought it was about like how, you know, AI is bad. Like, I thought it was about AI and like the hive mind and all this stuff. But I do think in a weird way, Pluribus might just be about anti-collectivist, anti-socialist, anti-communist in general. It is such a fucking hyper-individualist. It is such a liberal, hyper-individualist assessment overall. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one because it's such a fucking awesome. It's such a good TV show. God damn, Apple is really fucking cooking. Everything on Apple TV is lip shit, dude. All I'm saying is, before people shit on Apple TV, okay, who's out there doing it like Apple TV? Our boy Phineas did their new intro song, their intro sound, and not only that, but also who's out there doing it like Apple TV at a time when every major tech company has done incredible amounts of investment into AI. Apple TV was like, no, we're just going to do premiere television. Actually, we are going to light money on fucking fire. Okay. We are going to light money on fire and we are going to make prestige TV. Bro, what are you talking about? Apple's also investing in AI, you dingus. Nowhere near the level of investment that Microsoft has made. What are you talking about? Yeah, they're leveraging, just like everybody else is. No, you're wrong, man. Okay, well, I think in the era where everyone is pivoting to anti-woke right now, and you're going to see more and more of this, just wait. In the era where everyone is pivoting to anti-woke, and Hollywood is actually still continuing that pivot. For those of you who are unfamiliar, that's still going on. Okay, before woke makes a profound comeback, before the pendulum swings back in the direction of woke, I'm telling you right now, a lot more of Hollywood is going to be even more and more right wing. I can see it. I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm telling you, that's my lock. With the exception of, I guess, like Apple TV. I thought you were a leftist. You sound right wing. What? Anti-woke Hollywood is so ass is absolute shit. Yeah. So, in the era of anti-woke Hollywood, when people are desperately looking for woke, I think Apple is going to be the most like lib shit woke, previous Hollywood era woke content you will get. Okay. I work in film. This is bollocks. Yeah. What? What do you mean? Dog, I saw people calling you MAGA. Everyone's brain is broken. They call me MAGA. What do you mean? For what fucking reason? Lamar, you really poured water into another bottle? Yeah, this is cold brew concentrate. I poured water into it because it's cold brew concentrate. I don't think you guys understand how incredibly anti-woke Hollywood is going to get. We're just in the beginning. Okay? We're just in the beginning of that anti-woke pivot. It's coming. It's gonna fucking slap you in the face if you're just oblivious to what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. Is Jank coming this year? Or is it canceled this year? No, he is. Janksgiving is still happening. What does that even look like though? Just absolute utter dog shit. That's exactly what it looks like. What do you think? Fascists are too angry to make art. They're incapable. And every kind of anti-woke initiative will be just like heavy-handed and boring and shitty. At most, you can You know, at most I'll allow liberalism. Okay? Yeah. Look at the Daily Wire movies. Like the only anti-woke director that's like kind of good is Taylor Sheridan. Okay? And I only say that because Sicario 1 was a banger. Once again, carried by, I think Benicio was in that too, right? Yeah, he was. At least we'll have foreign films. I know. Oh my God. There's another incredible Korean film that I saw a trailer for that was awesome. If Paramount buys Warner Bros., they already have a blacklist of actors that are too anti-Semitic, anti-woke, finna make Hollywood into dog shit. It's gonna get worse. Oh yeah. Denis Villeneuve, Villeneuve, I don't know. Denis Villeneuve directed it. Okay, that makes sense. That's true. People on here are wrong when they say conservatives can't make good art. For example,
I need your money to kill babies by abortion. You, taxpayer, give me your money to pay for baby killing.
No, I don't believe in abortion.
I don't care. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Give me money to kill babies.
damn, he's actually whipping her. Damn, Obama, chill. Obama, chill, bro. That is okay. I'll take it back. I take it back. You're right. You know, I guess I got owned. Anti-woke can make good content. My bad.
All right, I'll pay you.
Give
Don't
me
hit
the
me
money.
anymore. Please, kill my baby. Kill my baby.
You! Kill that woman's baby. Yes.
That was incredible. That's real, by the way. That's real. That's actually Obama. And my favorite woke abortion doctor, Mengele. Yeah. Who happens to also be Jewish. He's a Nazi, but also Jewish because he loves abortion and woke. God, to go back to the mindset of the average conservative in 2010, man. What I mean, I guess it's still a sea of contradictions, but yeah, this is the dangerous woke Jewish woke Muslim communist alliance, and they are united on their love for killing white children. Do so. Anyway, Sicario is woke. It shows how fucked up and evil the CIA is. Yeah, I know. But also, it's one of those movies where, like, if you are right wing, you watch it and you go, oh my God, the CIA is so fucking cool. Like, it has something for everybody, okay? Yes, if you watch it with an understanding of, like, how the CIA operates, you're like, wow, pure evil, okay? I can't believe how destabilizing of a role they play in Latin American countries. And then if you watch it as a chud, you go, oh my God, it's so sick. I can't wait to be an operator and wear a button-up shirt and a fucking vest over it and be a tier 1 operator in the fucking streets. I never watched the second one, but I suspect the second one is more heavy-handed on the chud side. Leftists think people don't know how the CIA operates. Excuse me. We're watching how the CIA operates, okay? In the mind of a right-winger, the deep state is doing this. I hope you understand that. They don't give a fuck about the deep state or the CIA and its involvement in, like, Mexico. This is what they think the deep state is doing. Yeah, the average Republican believes that this is what the deep state is doing, okay? Paying off doctors. Anyway, what is this? Muslims are the bane of the earth. EU, get that all out. This guy is the wokest European. We got the wokest European chatter who's like, we should kill every Muslim. We should purge the entire boundaries of the European continent of all Muslims. Also, everyone should be able to get an abortion. Average woke Swedish guy. The median voter watches this video and is mad about the vilification of boob jobs. What is happening on screen? Kino. Wait. Oh, anyway, where was I? Yeah. I have of the mindset that right wingers and fascists are capable of making good art. They're called social fascists, which is the entirety of the Hollywood. Which is the entirety of Hollywood. Okay. Yes. Social fascists are capable of making good art. They're all libbed up wokes. They are also right wing. Paul Thomas Anderson is another great example of this. Having said that, as I was talking about, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, fucking awesome. Okay, great movie overall, wall to wall. It's like 8 hours long, and it doesn't feel that way at all while you're watching it. It's like another one of those. It's another one of those movies that's like people will say, oh, it's too long, but I thought it was great. And I didn't even feel like this 2 hour and 40-minute movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes long at all. One Battle After Another. It was, it hooks you in from the start, and it didn't feel long at all. And that's how you know it was good. What is this? How about this one? New movie makes fun of woke lefty libtards. A super progressive movie made by One Nation Australia has been banned in a number of Australian theaters in fear of being offensive. It will be releasing worldwide 26th of January 2026. Basil the Great, we must take our country back. DMs for submission and deletion. Hold on. Okay. The country or region that this account is based on can be impacted by recent travel or temporary relocation. This data might not be accurate and change. I had to check. I had to do the geo check. Is Leonardo DiCaprio like a F pedophile too? No, he's not, but he's like, he's Mr. I'm getting close to it. I'm getting so close to it, but never actually crossing that boundary. He is Mr. Borderline. It's strange. Okay. He's Jerry Seinfeld light. No, Jerry Seinfeld has crossed that boundary. You're wrong. Jerry Seinfeld absolutely has crossed that boundary. Are you kidding me? 1738. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Jerry Seinfeld literally had a fucking like a prom date when he was 38 years old. The fuck? Leonardo DiCaprio, on the other hand, is Mr. I'm blowing a 0.7 on the fucking pedophile breathalyzer every time. Okay? Leonardo DiCaprio, the older he gets, the girlfriends stay the same age. But they're always 18 plus 1, okay? Which is weird. I'm telling you, you're blowing a 0.8 on the pedophile breathalyzer, man. It's like why are you getting so close? Why are you getting so close to the fucking the pedophilia boundary? It's odd. It's a very odd thing to do, especially when you look like Jack Nicholson now. You know what I mean? You don't look like Romeo and Juliet. You look like Jack Nicholson. What's happening? Your head has gotten so much larger over the course of many, many years of what I suspect is heavy drinking. It's a strange thing. Obvious beards. Okay. I don't know about that. Jack Nicholson is gorgeous. You take that back. He's an icon. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is an icon. But if he was running around fucking 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, you would still say that's a little weird. Wow, making fun of big heads? Really? Insecure much? Yes, you caught me. I am insecure about the size of alcoholic Hollywood guys, okay, and how large their heads get from drinking. Maybe there is a lesson for me there, okay? Anyway, I forgot that I didn't even blast off yet. It's Janksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited for it. Janksgiving is here, okay? Janksgiving is here. Janksgiving is happening. Shaky Gurga is going to be here in the building in a little bit. And we will restore Shaky Gurga in the building later.